Today I'm going to introduce a feature in Reaction Plan Manager++ called Operator Stations. I'm going to describe how it works and show you how to set it up. In many manufacturing facilities, the inspection area is away from the manufacturing area. An inspector or operator will carry parts from the manufacturing area to the inspection area where they're measured. The Reaction Plan Manager++ in the inspection room generates a printed report with the machine adjustment instructions, which are carried back to the manufacturing area where the information is used. This process leads to inefficiencies. Operators are waiting for information. Printed paper reports are in the manufacturing area where they get lost and clutter up the area. Operators forget adjustments that were made because they were written down on pieces of paper. Using the Reaction Plan Manager++ Operator Stations feature, you can push data from the inspection area, from the Reaction Plan Manager++ in the inspection room, out to a computer which is running Reaction Plan Manager++ that's by the manufacturing area. There the data is processed and the operator will get the instructions. This will happen in real time. So as soon as the parts are measured, the data will flow out to the manufacturing area. The data is processed and the operator will see the instructions. There are no more printed paper. The operator is no longer waiting for the information. The information will just appear. And now he can keep track of the different adjustment reports for every single machine that he's responsible for in his area. Here are some benefits for using the Operator Stations feature. The operator will get process adjustment instructions on the shop floor in real time. The data is filtered. Now, what do I mean by that? That means the inspection data is filtered at the inspection station, then transferred to the appropriate operator stations. That means the operator only sees the information that's pertinent to his equipment that he's responsible for. You have the ability to use all the Reaction Plan Manager++ features. So the operator can do things like reset part counters. So when he makes an adjustment, he can zero out the data. He can track his adjustments and with a click of a button get that information for any one of his machines that he's responsible for. And there are no more printed reports. Just eliminating that may even justify the cost of purchasing the software. To get a better understanding about how the operator station works, let's look at the data flow, how the data flows from the inspection station to the operator station. In this diagram, you'll see over here on the left is the inspection station, on the right is the operator station. And in between, you've got a shared internal network data folder. This is where the data is transferred from the inspection station to this folder to the operator station. So the operator station is always monitoring this common folder, and the inspection station will send the data to this common folder for the handshake. So data is filtered and processed and routed to the appropriate operator station. The new data flows to the internal network data folder where the operator will pick it up. The operator station will pick it up where the new data is processed and the information is displayed to the operator. So for every single operator station, you will have a shared internal network data folder. Now that you understand how the data flows from the inspection station to the operator stations, let's spend a little time talking about the solutions. A reaction plan repository is where the solutions are stored. Each copy of Reaction Plan Manager++ has its own reaction plan repository. You cannot share repositories, so I have to have a unique repository for the inspection station and this operator station and this operator station. To receive data from an inspection station, the operator station must have a solution in its repository to process the data. So let's say we're measuring a part called widget in the inspection station. If I want to send the data from this inspection station to this inspection station, I have to have a corresponding solution in the operator station called widget. Otherwise, it won't process the data. Now, when I set this up, I could simply copy the solution from the inspection station to this operator station, or you could develop a solution called widget totally separate in this operator station. I mean, you could do that. Maybe you have manufacturing information that's pertinent only for the operator here, and in the inspection station I really want it to be quality information. You can set it up to do it that way if you want. Let's go through the steps to set up an operator station system. First thing you need to do is set up the shared folders on a network drive for each operator station and install the software. So you'll set up a folder and you'll have a unique folder for each operator station. So in this case, I've made up one called some network drive station 1, and for the operator station 2 we've got some network drive station 2. You then install the software, and now you're ready to configure the operator stations. From each operator station, use the settings window to configure the software. First thing you need to set up is the reaction plan repository. This can be on a local drive, or you can use a network folder. The thing to remember is that the reaction plan repository must be unique for each copy of Reaction Plan Manager. The second thing you need to set up is the trigger directory. The trigger directory should point to the shared folder you just set up. The last thing you need to set up is the default data source. You need to set this to the Reaction Plan Manager ++ inspection station. Let's go through the process of setting up some shared folders and configuring a copy of Reaction Plan Manager as an operator station. I'm going to use my OneDrive and create some folders. I'm going to create a folder for the trigger directory for operator station 1, another directory for operator station 2, that takes care of my trigger directories. Now I'm going to set up a couple of repositories for the operator stations. And another one for operator station 2. Now I don't have to put the repository on the network drive. A lot of users do this, so the IT department will handle the backup, so you don't have to worry about backing it up. It really doesn't matter if you have the repositories on the network folder or on the local drive, just as long as you have a unique repository for each copy of RPM. I now need to configure my copy of Reaction Plan Manager as an operator station. To do that, you need to click on the About button. That'll bring up this window. Then you can click the Settings button to pull up the settings window. Now I'm going to configure this particular copy of Reaction Plan Manager as operator station 1. So the first thing I need to do is change my repository to point to the operator station 1 repository. I then need to set my trigger directory to the operator station 1 trigger directory. Oops. And the last thing I need to do is to set my default data source as the Reaction Plan Manager ++ inspection station. Once this is done, I'll click on Save, click on Done. I'll leave this copy of Reaction Plan Manager ++ in the view mode. And that's all you really need to do. From this point forward, we'll focus our attention on the inspection station to configure the inspection station to send data out to the operator station. What do we got to do at the inspection station to support the operator stations out on the shop floor? From the inspection station, choose the Manage Operator Stations button located in the Settings menu to associate an operator station name with each shared network folder. Other settings allow you to enable, disable the operator station and prompt the inspector before sending data. Internally, the inspection station maintains a list of the operator stations on the shop floor. When you set up your solutions, you can reference those operator stations in your solutions so it knows where to send the data. So you click on the Manage Operator Stations button, that brings up this window here. And all you do is you add each station that you've added out on the shop floor. You check on the Enable button to actually enable the station, and if you want, you can check on the Prompt Operator button. This is kind of a nice feature because it gives the inspector a chance to review the data before it actually sends it out to the operator station. Let's go through the process of setting up my copy of Reaction Plan Manager as an inspection station so we can support the operator stations. Well, to do that, we click on the About button, go back to our settings. I have to change these settings back to the inspection station settings. So I'm going to click on Browse, go through this process, go to my OneDrive, reference the inspection station repository. I'll leave my trigger directory. Well, no, I'm going to change that back to that was back at my local drive. Actually, go to Libraries, Download, My Documents, and set this up to the local trigger directory. Switch this back to my data source, whatever that may be. Now notice when I change the data source, it displayed the Manage Operator Stations button. This is now configured as an inspection station. I'll go ahead and save that, go back to my settings, and I should be able to click on the Manage Operator Stations button and go through the configuration process. Now notice I have nothing configured for the operator stations. All I need to do is click on the Add Station button, check on the Enabled, because I'm going to enable this, and I'm going to call this Station 1, and I'll tell it where the trigger directory is on the shared for the shared folder. It's on my OneDrive, Public, Station 1, say OK, and I now have that added. Add another station, This one will be for station 2. Reference my OneDrive. So now this is complete. I'm also going to check the prompt operator checkbox so that it'll give me a chance to review the data, review the report before actually sending data out to the operator station. This is now complete. I'll click on OK, save this, and now my inspection station is now configured to support those operator stations out on the shop floor. We now have the infrastructure in place to support the operator stations. We're at a point now where we need to modify the solutions at the inspection station so that when we measure a part, the data is sent to the appropriate operator station. In this next part of the video, I'm going to assume you know how to write reaction plans. If you're unfamiliar with developing reaction plans, I suggest you watch some of the other videos to learn how it's done. So, how do we modify a solution to support an operator station? From the inspection station, open a solution you want to send data from and associate an operator station to each reaction plan. So in this example here, we opened up a solution called RPM++ Basics. And we're going to choose a reaction plan. Here we're going to click on machine A. Then we're going to click on the header of machine A to edit the document. And finally, you'll click on the Operator Stations tab. It'll say Advanced Operator Stations. And then you simply add the stations that you want to associate with machine A. So in this example, if I measure a part from machine A, the data will flow to the operator station, station 1. You continue that for all the other machines, machine B, machine C, etc. Let's walk through this process with one of my solutions. So I'm going to go to the edit mode and I'm going to open up this solution. I'll click on my machine A, then I'll click on the header, click on the Advanced Operator Stations tab, then I'll just add the appropriate operator station. So in this example, I'm just going to add operator station 1, and now that's complete and ready to go. Let's say for machine B, I want the data to go to both station 1 and station 2. You can add as many stations to this reaction plan as you want. It really doesn't matter. So if you want to send this data from machine B to both station 1 and station 2, you could do that. I don't know why you would, but you could. This brings up an interesting question. What do we do if we don't have a reaction plan in this list? If you don't have a reaction plan on the list, you could add a plan manually. If the reaction plan does not exist in the solution, manually add the reaction plan using the data collector. You can then add operator stations to the new reaction plan. So in this example, if I want to add machine D, let's say, I simply click on the data collector button, go to the filter tab, right here where it says manually enter filter information. If I click on this, it'll give me a chance to manually input a filter combination that would be used to create a reaction plan. I'll click on the Add Plan button. You'll see that machine D is added to the list. Then I can go through and click on the Edit Document or the header, and then simply add the station accordingly. The solution is complete at the inspection station and ready to put in production. So how do we take the solution and get the solution out to the operator station? Remember, you have to have a solution at the operator station that can process the data. After adding the operator stations to the reaction plans, it's time to send the solution from the inspection station to the operator station's repository. The push feature will add or update each operator station that is referenced in the solution. Simply press the push button from the open solution. If the solution does not exist, it's added to the operator station. If the solution already exists, it is updated. There is no data loss. So let's walk through this process using our copy of Reaction Plan Manager++. So we'll click on the push button here, and that will send the solution out to the appropriate operator stations. I'll click on push, and it worked. Station 1 received the solution, and so did Station 2. That's really all you have to do. I don't have to do anything at the operator station. As long as the solution, the logic in the solution is the same from the inspection station to the operator station, that is literally all you have to do. You don't have to touch the operator station. If, for whatever reason, you want to have a different solution at the operator station, well then you have to go out and manually edit it as needed. That is all there is to setting up an operator station. Once you have it, the inspection station and the operator stations configured, the infrastructure configured, it's really a pretty simple process. To learn more about the Reaction Plan Manager++ software, visit our website, www.beckerqualitysolutions.com, and click on the support link.